Does your GPA determine your future, or is success about something more? Every college student is told the same thing: get good grades and you'll succeed. From the moment we enter school, GPA becomes the measure of our worth. Late night studying, constant pressure, and the fear of falling behind all revolve around one number. But what if that's not the full story? Across college campuses, students prioritize grades above almost everything else. Many believe that a high GPA is the key to landing a job and achieving success. This belief shapes how students spend their time, focusing heavily on academics while often overlooking other valuable opportunities. However, success is not determined by grades alone. This documentary argues that networking, building relationships, and real-world connections plays a far greater role in opening doors and creating opportunities after college. Throughout this video, we will explore how connections influence job opportunities, develop essential skills, and often outweigh academic performances. While resumes and GPAs are important, most internships and job opportunities do not come from grades alone. Instead, they come from connections. Knowing the right people can introduce you to opportunities that you might never find on your own. In many cases, relationships act as the bridge between education and employment.
Hi, my name is Luke Dean. I am a junior at TCU and a finance major with a concentration in real estate. And so I found that interpersonal skills and networking connections are far more important than your GPA and what's on paper. There are a few main reasons for that. I mean, it's easy for college students to get really caught up on their GPA and that concrete outcome, whether it's a 3.8, a 4.0, a 3.6. At the end of the day, jobs and recruiters are only looking at that a little bit, number one, but also weigh interpersonal skills in interviews a little bit more than, what's actually there concrete on your resume or on your school portal. I can speak from experience. About a year and a half ago, was caddying at Colonial Country Club, where I met a man named Brian Williams. I was able to connect with him on various different topics, and then I formed a relationship with him, and ultimately he hired me to work at his real estate company, not because of my GPA. He didn't even really look at my resume at all, just because he liked me, we got along, and I was able to connect with him on golf, where he was from, Fort Worth, and various other topics. That put me into the position to get my first internship, which I then leveraged to get my next internship through also connecting and networking with people along the way. At the end of the day, I would have gotten accepted into this internship, or at least I think, for the summer of 2026, whether I had a 3.8 GPA or a 3.4 GPA. And I'm not saying that GPA does not matter at all. However, I'm saying that networking, interpersonal communication skills, and how you treat people and connect with them matter far more than anything that's concrete and on paper, like a GPA or test scores. It puts you in a better position to connect with them on a real face-to-face level, and they'll see you and want you for whatever company it may be based on who you actually are, and can, as long as you can show that work ethic, determination, drive, and that willingness to learn through who you are as a person, your GPA only matters so much.
And do you think that if your college experience didn't have the extra credit or extracurricular activities, do you think it would still be worth it? Would the piece of paper still be worth it?
I think, yes, it would definitely be worth it because you're still learning very valuable things in the classroom. Like, obviously, I have no idea, coming into college, like different things about accounting or, marketing that you learn in the classroom. But I definitely think that connections are a very important part of college as well, because you meet so many people, and that's like a very, one of the things that people come looking for in college. That's why they join Greek life organizations, because you get to meet those people and really make those strong connections that you don't get inside the classroom.
For sure. That goes back to what we talked about before, where it all kind of depends on what you're doing. Some core classes aren't going to mean as much educationally as, like we said, a finance accounting class or financial reporting or some sort of real estate class or whatever's more geared centric. And again, this is more business focused, because if you want to be a doctor, you got to go to college. Like, you have to, it's required. But if you can be an entrepreneur and not have any sort of formal education. So it really all depends on Formal meaning actual post high school
Yeah.
education, right? Because you can, obviously, if you don't know, you have zero education, it's very hard to be successful.
But I think that maybe what that kind of fails or like ignores, is the idea of how many intricacies there are in business that they have to learn eventually, that they don't learn in college. And honestly, when you go to college, you learn those things in the classroom in a safe environment. Let's say you go start a business right out of high school. You don't know those things until you're in them, and then you have to learn them right away.
For sure.
And so I definitely think that there are a lot of benefits that you get.
I like the safe environment part where rather than losing $100,000 and never getting that back and possibly going bankrupt or losing your company, you may or may not learn about that in college, but you're more than likely to when it's more, taxes or something, that supply chain or something that's very broad and easily taught in college, where, like you said, if you don't have that formal education, you probably wouldn't know.
I think the answer to a lot of these questions are it depends, because depending on what you're looking at, let's say it's a core credit like Survey of Rock that is a fun class to be in, but maybe you don't get as much out of for your future career. The answer to the questions might be very different than like one of the really important business classes to your major.
According to career research, a large percentage of jobs are filled through networking rather than formal applications. Employers often prioritize trust, familiarity, and recommendations over academic performance alone. This means that even with strong grades, students who lack connections may miss out on opportunities available to others. In fact, many job opportunities are never even posted online. It is known as the hidden job market. Instead of applying through job boards, candidates are often recommended internally or referred by someone they know. Research suggests that as many as 70 to 80% of jobs are filled this way. Without connections, many students may never even hear about these opportunities, no matter how strong their GPA is. Beyond job opportunities, networking also helps students develop essential skills. Many students find that real-world interactions teach them things that classrooms alone cannot. Through networking, students build communication skills, confidence, and the ability to work with others. These are real-life skills developed through experience, not just academics. Of course, grades still matter. They reflect discipline, effort, and academic ability. A strong GPA can help students qualify for certain opportunities and demonstrate commitment. However, grades alone do not guarantee success. Without connections, even highly qualified students may struggle to find opportunities. Relationships often determine who gets noticed, who gets recommended, and ultimately, who gets hired. Overall, success in college is not just about academic performance. It's about building relationships, gaining experience, and developing real-world skills. GPA may open some doors, but connections are often what allow you to walk through them. So, while grades are important, they should not be your only focus. Get involved, meet people, and take advantage of opportunities outside the classroom. Because in the real world, success is not just about what you know, it's about who you know, and how you use those connections to build your future.